The day I arrived, the man had fled his house the night before, the day before the police went in for their investigation. I wasn't the only one who was watching. Update. November 9th, 2011. Sorry for not answering any questions for so long. I haven't accessed my email account for some time. Anyways, let me finally set some things straight about what I know. Back in October, I visited the house previously owned by the man who ran Caledon Local 21. 2 women lived there, operating a daycare business. How ironic. Now to answer the questions you guys emailed me. Question 1. Who else watched Caledon Local 21? I know other people watched it for sure, including those kids who wound up at Mr. Bear's house. After some Google searches, I found a few people on the Neo-Seeker forums who were discussing shows from Caledon Local 21. They talked about the kids' shows I watched, but also 2 other shows I had never seen before. A user named I Am Real Life seems to know all the shows that were broadcasted on Channel 21. Here are the 2 I never heard of: The Fallen Angel and Life. I Am Real Life described it as a fairly boring show about a guy rambling on and on in front of camera about how we must please Satan and appease him before it's too late. Paint with the Soul. I Am Real Life and another user called Siggy92 were discussing the show. They described it as Blair Witch-like, as it consisted of the cameraman wandering around a forest at night doing nothing particularly interesting. I'll go looking for the conversation and see if I can get the link. Question 2. Where is Mr. Bear or the guy who wore the costume? If I did know, I would have said earlier. I have no idea where the guy is, if he's dead or alive. Hopefully dead. When I see my dad's friend next time, I'll ask him about it. Maybe I can get more definite answers. Question 3. What did Mr. Bear do to the children? This is by far the most common question I've been asked. I found this out in October as well, via my dad's friend who was a retired Caledon Regional Officer. Apparently the man playing Mr. Bear took the kids out of the house and into the forest nearby. What he did there, police are not exactly sure how it happened, but 16 charred bodies of children between the ages of 4 and 13 were found in a 15 by 15 foot ditch deep within the forest. My dad's friend did not want to go into exact detail, but I'm seeing him next Thursday anyway, so maybe I can extort more information from him then. That's all I have for now. Thanks for keeping interest in my blog. I'll try to gather more information as I can for my next post. I've actually been getting pretty interested in this myself. Should be my right to know what the hell happened. Update. February 1st, 2012. Sorry I haven't posted anything for a while. I kinda lost interest in this blog since I hit a standstill while looking for more information about the identity of the owner of Caledon Local 21. However, a few weeks ago, I struck gold. I found some answers, surprisingly, from the father of a kid I used to babysit. He lives just across from my street, and I used to look after the kids when they were younger. He currently doesn't have a job either. He used to live near the woods outside of Caledon, and witnessed the owner's activities in the woods. His name is Anthony Polo. When he lived in the same bungalow outside the woods, he would often venture in to smoke a joint of marijuana or 2 before returning to his work as a wood craftsman. Polo described that sometimes he would hear voices of children coming from deeper within the woods, as well as a glowing light off in the distance. Polo told me these events started in late 1997. Note, this was around the same time Caledon Local 21 began airing. He apparently became annoyed by this happening every once in a while and actually went to investigate. Polo then described what the whole scene looked like when he got there. There was a group of kids, he said about 13 to 17, and ages 5 to 12, gathered around a large fire pit with a burning fire. With them was a single adult. Polo talked to the man, noting his unusual, unkempt appearance of a crack addict, as well as his constant twitching, and asked what he was doing out in the forest with children. The man said they were on a camping trip, something they did frequently. Polo, not suspecting anything, Caldon has one of the lowest crime rates in Canada, simply left it at that and told them to be quieter. Polo then paused for a while before telling me that they never became quieter. In fact, sometimes he heard loud chanting from the children in an unknown language. He didn't bother meeting with the man again, as he was moving anyways. I told Polo that the man was probably the owner of Caldon Local 21, but he doubted it, as he heard the man was moving to Pickering by several other residents near the area. Here's what I know now. The man would take kids in the woods regularly for camping. The fire pit Polo described may be the hole the bodies of the children were found in. The children Polo saw are probably the ones found dead, and the man moved to a city called Pickering, a smaller city east of Toronto. I will discuss this with my dad's friend, the ex-cop, and see if this matches anything the police knew about the man. I also want to see if he has any other knowledge of what was aired on Caldon Local 21. Update. March 20th, 2012. Good news, guys. I talked to my dad's friends, and he disclosed a lot of information for me. First, I asked if the police had any information on the man who ran Caldon Local 21. He replied that they have only had the same leads for years and never found a suspect. However, the Peel Regional Police do have some of the tapes found in the house Caldon Local 21 was broadcasted from. He took me over so I could watch a few. I guess I haven't said much about him yet. My dad's friend's name is Mitchell Wilson. Pretty nice guy. He seems to understand my thirst for knowledge on what happened during the late 90s in that house. He feels it was wrong that my dad went so long without telling me much. He took me to the Davis Road Police Station. If you don't know, it's the largest station in Caldon and one of the largest within the Peel region itself. Each of the main stations around Peel have some of the tapes. The Davis Road Station has 3. I got to watch all of them. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to take any home for obvious reasons. Booby Episode 2. Friends Are Like Flowers. This was one of the first Booby episodes made. The camera quality looked crappier than usual, possibly an even older camcorder, but the scene was set in the same place as the Booby episodes usually took place. I recognized it instantly. The episode began with Booby swaying back and forth constantly for a few seconds before another hand entered. The other hand was much smaller, looking as if it belonged to a young child. The smaller hand eagerly began bouncing around before sliding up to Booby, bringing its fingertips together to kiss Booby. After a few seconds, Booby grabbed the smaller hand and squeezed it tightly. This continued for at least 10 seconds, before the camera slowly panned left until the hands were out of sight. The camera continued panning until it showed a wilted daisy laying by itself. The camera then zoomed in on the daisy slowly as a little girl's voice became audible, saying, "Friends are like flowers in the garden of life." The episode then ended.